It looks like I'm delivering to a really sketchy part of town, but it's $9, so we'll see how that goes. I just want to talk about this pendulum swinging feeling, because I thought my pendulum was pretty darn balanced. I thought that everything was going okay until it wasn't. I can't freaking drive in this traffic. Ugh. And I've got the freaking phone. That's not good. I'm gonna let you go. I gotta deliver this order. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'm done with that dumb order. Such a sketchy neighborhood. It makes me feel like I'm about ready to get mugged or something, you know? I feel that my pendulum has swung a little too hard in the gym direction, because I keep thinking that if I teach him enough, and if I'm patient enough, and if he's willing enough, and if he tries hard enough, then maybe we can make this square and this circle fit together really well. And so it's like I keep trying to shave off the edges of, no. He tries to shave off the edges of my squareness, and I'm trying to create something of his circleness that isn't there. Like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't create something from nothing. He doesn't have the capacity or the empathy to give me my love language. My love language is words. He's never had it, but I loved him enough to shave down what I needed to fit him. When is he going to build up to fit me? That's the part that I am so angry with myself on, because I know this. So I'm trying not to beat myself up about it, but it's hard, because I know that he's not going to change, Crystal. And yet I keep trying anyway. And so when I started doing this dumb DoorDash thing with him to help make money together, it was so nice to have a partner. It was nice to spend time with him. It was nice to spend time with somebody. It feels good to be compatible in the partnership things, right? We really do work well together when we work together. And then every opportunity that he had to say something nice, he didn't. Every opportunity he had to compliment me, instead he insults somebody else. For example,
in 1,000 feet, use the second from the left lane to turn left onto North Black Canyon Highway.
I could turn this off. Let me turn this off. I want to turn it off because that's loud and annoying. I have to remember that when I turn it off, I close out of the app. I forget about that. Okay, so if I'm being honest, because I should be honest so that I'm not hiding my true self even from my friends. I'm gonna get out here. Never mind, I'm gonna get over. Thank you anyway. I was trying to get over, but then I realized my exit's right here, so I don't need to get over. Jim and I were having a good day yesterday, and last week we talked about inviting him to the pool, the kids and I. We talked about inviting Dad to go swimming, and it was his opportunity to show me that he doesn't need, hold on, let me back up. You know how he said that he wanted to spend more time with me so he can show me that he's changed and have opportunities to learn how to change? And how is he supposed to have opportunities to learn how to change if I never spend time with him, and if I never see him or talk to him and never do anything with him or invite him to go places and all that other stuff? Like, he told me this, right? And so he was kind of annoyed. Sorry, didn't see that drop. He was kind of annoyed that I didn't invite him to do skydiving with me. Like, that was a big deal in my life and I didn't want him to be there. Damn right I don't want him to be there. His energy alone is just enough to make me not want to do stuff, you know? It's like so it infects me like a virus. It infects me like a disease. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. This doesn't seem like fun anymore. Jim's got a whole sour twist on it or anxiety thing on it, and I don't want to do it anymore, right? And so last week, when Jim seemed to have been doing so well, me and Jim had a really good moment of partnering, and I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Basically, I invited him to go swimming. And the kids were like, no, please don't. Our friends are going to be there. I don't want you yelling in front of my friends. I really would rather you not do it when our friends aren't going to be there. And so yesterday, the kids didn't know it. Brooklyn was at a friend's house and Matthew was playing video games, but me and Jim snuck off and went to the pool. I took him swimming at my apartments. He did not come into my apartment. He still doesn't know where I live. And he knows the apartments, of course, but he doesn't know which apartment. And I'm happy with that. I want that boundary to stay that way. You know what I mean? Fire truck. Okay, so then he gets there, and there's a really large woman, okay? Not to say anything bad about large women, because I'm large, but this woman was larger than me, and he makes a comment about her and says, that's how big Leanne is. And Leanne is the one he knows that I'm somewhat bothered by, and I'm not really sure if it's jealousy or envy. I don't think that's what it is. I think I'm just more worried that she's not good for him in a way that helps him grow. I think it holds him back. You know, I don't think I'm good for it. I think I don't do much for it. Like, I don't feel like I'm helping him. I mean, I'm probably helping him more than she is, but what I'm saying is, I think he gets this vibe that I'm jealous of her or something. So then he'll say a comment like that about this woman at the pool who is about the same size as Leanne. And basically he's telling me that you have nothing to worry about. Look at how big this woman is. She's as big as Leanne. Leanne's gained some weight. She's not that attractive in that way anymore because he doesn't mind a bigger woman, but he doesn't want a woman that big, is kind of what he was saying in his shallowness and his feeble-mindedness, as if that was supposed to be a compliment. I don't know what that was. I don't know what it was. So like, instead of him saying, hey, that's how big Leanne is, you're much hotter, or you're much cuter, or you're much sexier, like, he could have said a compliment. He could have, and he didn't. And so he missed his words. He missed his opportunity to give me the words that I wanted. He missed the opportunity to praise me for my boobs that were right above my swimsuit, the cleavage and stuff, and I was dancing and being silly and cute, and I'm just doing my thing in the pool, and he mentions about me showing off for all the other guys that are watching. And I look around the pool, and there's no other guys in the pool. What are you talking about, Jim? And I go, Jim, I'm with you now. Be in the now with me. Appreciate me now. You don't have to be here. I didn't have to invite you here. Oh yeah, you're right. And so then it's like he wants this opportunity to show me that he's changed, but he's not giving me what I need, which is, I want words of affirmation. That's my love language. He will give me negative words, screaming words, cursing words, fighting words, insulting words, accusation words, gaslighting words, all these words for the last 15 years. This is not just one day's worth of anger, by the way. Remember, I've had some pent-up anger about this man for a very, 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 very long time. So 15 years worth of him using negative words to penetrate my brain, taking my love language and totally turning me into the shell of a person that I thought I was. I thought I was a decent person when I met him, and then I had to climb out of the depths to get to my point that I'm at right now, and then I'm dabbling into this possibility that Jim and I can be separated and living different homes, but we can still love each other and be supportive of each other. And now here I am dabbling in it, and that's so flippin' dangerous, because look at me now. I'm almost a puddle on the floor, wondering where's my worth, and I keep thinking my worth is in his words. No, my worth is not in his words. I just want someone to love me with their words. That's all. It's not too much to ask. I know what I'm worth, and if he can't love me with his words, if he can't love me with his words, I don't want to be around him. I don't want to be around him because it doesn't feel so good. It doesn't feel so good to be around someone that doesn't want to give me love, but wants to make comments about my boobs jiggling for other guys, wants to make comments about the bikini that I'm wearing, or the dress that's too short, wants to make comments about my hair looking like a dyke haircut, or I don't know what else he says. I don't even know what he said. That's just what he said recently. It's like, you haven't changed much, but you're just trying harder. You're just trying harder. Your behavior is changing, but you're not changing the core of who you are. And that's why I'm saying I am taking a circle and trying to create a square out of him. I'm trying to build up edges to this circle guy that doesn't have it. He doesn't have the edges. He doesn't have the edges that give me the words of validation that I'm looking for. The approval, the acceptance, the affirmation, all of that would be great. Then I start to question myself if I'm wrong for wanting it, because I shouldn't need validation from anybody else but myself, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, that might be true. However, when you choose to be vulnerable and be with somebody else and give them what their love language is, it would be nice to get yours in return, right? Because that's what love is. Love isn't about being hard right or hard left. Love isn't about being, oh, I'm so independent, or I'm so needy and everything. Love is about two whole people being able to come together and give each other what they are longing for. What they're longing for, not what they lack, but what they're longing for. And I don't lack validation, and I don't lack self-worth, and I don't lack all those things that I thought I did lack. I had to discover my validation and my self-worth and my value. I had to discover it within myself. And because I know I'm worth more, because I know it, that's why I'm able to see that he isn't able to give it to me. He just isn't able to give it to me. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I know my self-worth, and I know that he isn't able to give me that of which I want. He can't give me what I want. He can't be the edges to my circle. He can't add edges to his circle. And I can't shave any more of my corners down for him. I'm one of those round squares right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm such a round square that you can't even tell which shape I am in. Like, oh, is she independent or is she dependent? Well, you'll never know, will you? Because I've been shaving down my edges for a very, very long time. But I'll never be able to shave down my edges enough to be a complete circle for Jim. I just can't do it. I can try and I can pretend and I can hope that he won't notice my edges, but no, he notices my edges and he knows that I'm not my true self when my edges are peeking through. I just cannot believe how freaking clear I am right now. I'm clear. I know what I want. I know what I'm worth. And I know that he is just not it. It's sad. It's sad that he's not it. And I really wish he was. But I can't keep beating a dead horse. I can't keep beating a dead horse. It just don't work that way, Crystal. As much as you wish that dead horse would come back to life and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, I went the wrong way. This is the hoarder house. I would get the camera out and show you, but there's people outside. Just imagine a house with all kinds of stuff in their front yard. And no, they're not having our yard sale. It just looks like a junk house, you know, with tires and barbecue things and bed springs and all kinds of crazy stuff out there. Alrighty, I'm picking up Brooklyn right now, so I'm trying to find where she's at. I forget which house she's at. Oh, I think it's this one. Her friend lives in the neighborhood, but I don't come here very often. Brooklyn doesn't come here very often, but it was a sleepover last night. and Brooklyn's ready for me to pick her up. Oh. I'm at the wrong house. It's the next one. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye.
2 hours later.
I have been chit-chatting to Jim this morning. As soon as I got back, I sent him a song that Magenta, I don't know if that was, okay, I don't know when I sent it, but it was sometime this morning. And Magenta wanted to share with him this song by the Pretty Reckless. The Pretty Reckless is a band with the skinny blonde chick as the front singer. And she sings about how you make me want to die. Very Magenta-like. She's very cool and dark and just F you vibe, like get out of my flippin' way. That's very much Magenta's personality. And basically the song is saying, I'm not enough for you, and living like this, never being enough for you, makes me want to die, which is so wrong. Which is the whole purpose of the song. Like, I should never be that infatuated with somebody, that addicted, that trauma bonded to someone that makes me want to die. But I was that desperate. And even though I didn't share with those, I didn't video journal those dark moments all the time. Video journaling probably would have helped me out of those dark moments, and maybe they did, and maybe I did talk about them once in a while. But in the dark moments, I was making plans, and I was feeling so worthless, and I was feeling so down, and I wish I would have been a little bit more self-assured and self-confident like I am now, because I should never be that infatuated with someone. I never want to live on that top step again. If you remember my stair step analogy, in the top step of love, or how you feel about somebody. All 4 dogs are out. You freaking dogs. Go. Go. Take her milk in the house. I can't say if I'm going to run you over. You darn dogs. I'm not even going to bother. Get in the house. In the house. In the house. In the house. Hey. Hey, in the house. Hey, I love you. But you guys need to get in the house. Thank you for being good puppies. Tinkerbell, in the house. Bye. It's like, I'm glad that all 4 of them stayed on the property. I'm glad all 4 of them were safe, and none of them were down the street or running away or getting lost or getting hit by cars. I'm very, very grateful for that. I can live in that appreciation. Very, very grateful that the neighbors spotted them. I'm yelling at them because even if the door's open, they should stay inside. But you could tell that they were freaking out, like, the door's open. We shouldn't be able to come out here. Somebody help us. It's almost like they were wanting someone to help them. Like they were trying to say there was something wrong with the situation. And there was. The door was open. The door was unlocked. Like, my son didn't even bother locking either door, the screen door or the regular door. Ugh. Anyways, now we're at 7 minutes. So I'm barely going to make it in time, because I'm sure I was at 1 or 2 minutes when I clocked out. When I clocked out and then came into the car, I'm sure it had already been 2 minutes, is what I'm saying. And now we're at 7, almost 8 minutes. What was I saying? So Magenta wanted to send this song to him and the lyrics, and basically said, I was willing to let go of my family, my friends, my job, everything I loved, my future, everything I wanted to stand for. But the worst part is I was almost willing to let go of my kids. I was almost willing to give them a tragic thing that they'd have to deal with when they thought of their mom. I don't want them to think of tragic. I don't want them to go through a tragedy and think of me in a way that makes them feel like they're incomplete or they're lost souls. Like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want that. I had to get out for the sake of my own freaking children, if nothing else. Now, when they're going to think of, now when they think of me, they're just going to think of their mom as some crazy lady, which is fine. I'd rather them think of their mom as a crazy lady than have to deal with this tragedy that I almost put them through. I almost did that. I almost went through with a plan. I almost went through with a concept. And even if I didn't go through with the plan, I was living in this internal hell that I put myself in by thinking Jim was my solution. Jim was my reason. Jim was my solution. Jim was everything that I needed him to be. And then when he wasn't, I strived to make him everything I needed him to be. And look how I'm doing that now. Still. I have this addiction to try to change him to fit what I want. I have an addiction to try to change him to fit what I want. I have an addiction to try to change him to fit what I want. I have an addiction and trying to change him to fit what I want. I have an addiction and try to change him to fit what I want. I have an addiction and trying to change him to fit what I want. I like that song. I have an addiction and trying to change him to fit what I want. I want a man who can please me all the time. I want a man to treat me like a queen. I want a man to hang on everything. I want him to like totally hear my words and be like, oh my God, Crystal, you're so brilliant. That's definitely the narcissist side of me. The narcissist side of me wants him to hang on my every word, be excited with everything I have to say, and be completely in love with me to the point where I get to share in this awesomeness with this man, and I want Jim to be that man. And then at the same time, I'm like, wow, Crystal, kind of narcissist, are we? So yeah, am I getting my supply from him anymore? Is this the reason why I am not being loving and stuff like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is because he did give me a supply, just barely enough of a supply to keep me hanging on to him, and now that he's not meeting my supply anymore, and I'm realizing that, am I ready to discard him? Am I really the narcissist in this outfit? Am I really the narcissist in this relationship? And I'm sure he would say, hell yeah. And I would say, maybe there are parts of me about that, but he is still a narcissist in his own way, because he wants what he wants, and he will manipulate to get it, and he will be all kinds of not so goods, to get it. So, yeah. All right, so this is good to know. It took me less than 12 minutes to get there and back. Well, I'm kind of not back yet. I'm not quite in my parking spot. About 13 minutes. No, I just think that me and Jim are not a good fit together, and I don't know why I keep trying to make it fit, but I do have parts of me that want to be with him, and that's just where I'm at right now. And if I force myself not to be with him, it's hard. It's torment. I don't know if anybody knows how much of a torment it is. All right, I need to freaking park and go inside, and I feel like I'm being perfectionist with this parking job. Why do I even care? Oh crap, that's even worse than the last one I did. Parking spaces kind of go up an angle. How much time it is? We're at 13 minutes right now. And my break is 15 minutes long. How much time does it take for me to get from my car to the apartment? 13:28. If they weren't micromanaging my time so much, I wouldn't worry about a couple minutes. But I have taken longer than 15 minutes on more than one occasion, and I don't want this to count against me. I did take my break earlier, so they are watching me more and more. Oh, stop my keys. Okay, 15:29. All right, it's good to know. A minute and a half to my car. All right, talk to you later. Bye.